There's nothing wrong with your computers. Last time I put my video up, I kind of screwed up the audio and accidentally muted my theme song. So you're fine. It was me that made the mistake. Alright, we are here with another commission for ACReinhardt. It is Geoffrey St. John, everyone's favorite narcissistic, evil magic using, one glove wearing prick of a polecat. So let's go ahead and get to making the character from the Sonic the Hedgehog comic that we all just love to hate. I've made Geoffrey once before, and the recipe is pretty much unchanged from back then. It's Tails' head with Knuckles' body, and the feet from a silver figure. Although this time, instead of using regular Tails as tails, I used classic Tails as tails for some added floofiness. So the first thing I did was put the boots onto Shadow's legs. They fit just fine. And last time I painted them purple, but ACReinhardt pointed out that that if you look at most of the comics, Geoffrey's outfit is more of a pinkish color. So I went with fuchsia this time. After cutting Tails' tail in half so I would have just one tail, I drilled a hole into it that would fit over Shadow's tail, and then sculpted over the scarring with some epoxy. I also made like a single point using a little bit more epoxy. After this, I just had to paint it up into a skunk tail. And I attached it at just the right angle that it touches the ground so it doesn't throw the figure off balance, but the figure's knees don't have to bend for it to reach. And, well, you know, there's that little hand-mounted crossbow thing that Geoffrey has. It's just sculpted onto the back of Shadow's hand. And then the whole affair is just reattached to the arms and painted. Although if you look at the left hand, you can see how I cut off all of the glove cuff material to make a hand that just kind of, you know, isn't wearing a glove. I cut it and sculpted over it in such a way that the wrist swivel still works, which is actually kind of a minor accomplishment, because that is really hard to do without fusing the wrist. The body really only needed some straps and a little scarf thing that he wears. It's all just a little bit of epoxy sculpt, and then it's painted in the proper colors. You know, like the belt and the bandolier thing is fuchsia, while the scarf itself is green because, you know, he wears a green scarf. And, well, now we can move on to the head, which is really where most of the extensive modding goes into. So it's just Tails' head. I took off the bangs and the ears, and then you just had to sculpt on, you know, the details that make him into Geoffrey. I had to sculpt the brows to give him a meaner look with his eyebrows, and he has big round ears, although significantly smaller than Tails' ears, of course, and that big floofy hair thingy. You know, he's a skunk. Although, weirdly enough, his stripe doesn't go all the way from his head down his back. I don't know if it's on his back because the scarf and the bandolier is always in the way, but it always just looks like his stripe is only on his tail and his head. I always found that kind of weird. Although I guess originally when he was first introduced, he had more of like a muscular Pepe Le Pew look, but later on in the comic they made him look more like a character in the Sonic style because, you know, the new art team that took over after they got rid of Penders. So, yeah, you know how that goes. I always just found it kind of weird. But hey, you know, not everybody has to be designed like a Looney Tunes character. Okay, let's see the completed figure. By the way, I have a stuffy nose, and it is making me feel ridiculous the way I sound. Sorry about that. But yeah, here is the completed Geoffrey St. John. He's kind of tall, because when you put Shadow's legs into Silver's boots, you kind of get like maybe a 1/4 inch of extra height that way. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, you know, you can see the striping on his tail. It goes all the way down. It's a pretty nifty design. It's not like two stripes. It's like some kind of cool serrated wave look that it has going on. And you know, with that hand-mounted wrist crossbow thingy, that's kind of a cool look that he has. Yeah, if only this guy wasn't such an unlikable douchebag in the comic, he actually could have been pretty cool. But then again, I guess even as an unlikable douchebag, he was still pretty cool. Although it didn't make us feel so bad when he ended up getting possessed by Ixis Naugus. Alright, so I guess that's it. Another custom figure down. Thank you all for watching. Hope to have another custom figure for you guys real soon.